Kevin, 9! Oh my God, look who's with him, Roy! The Dark Oracle Sage! Come on, big round of applause.
My favorite.
Kevin, it's unbelievable. IWF on ESDS, Hell on Earth, has been a massive success, a massive hit. And tonight's match is going to be absolutely fascinating. We have not seen these guys in the ring before. We've seen Carnov attack people from behind in very shady ways. We have still not seen Dark Oracle Sage. Now, I know Sage has had some issues with Roy Harter before certain IWF pay-per-view events, but we're not going to get into that right now. We're going to get all about Sage versus Carnov. Kevin, talk to me. Scott, first and Sage, please. After Kevin, I'd like to hear from you as well.
Dave, as you know, this is our third week of IWF Hell on Earth on the Eastside Dave Show this December. To touch briefly on last week, I was not happy with the results in my match, but I will be coming back strong in 2 weeks at Firepower. And then look out, because all of 2021 evil will be unleashed across the world, courtesy of the Master of Chaos.
I have to tell you, Kevin, I mean, I don't want to keep piling on here, but I also was not happy with the results with your match against Chris Steeler last week, because I lost $1,500 at the William Hill Sportsbook at Monmouth Racetrack. Legal sports betting's legalized in Jersey, and with all due respect, $1,500 is a lot. But, you know, Kevin, I'm sure you're going to get back at Firepower, okay?
I know that you lost $1,500 on that bet last week. I would send a bill to that referee, because he's the one that missed Chris Steeler's legs on the second rope to use the extra leverage to keep my shoulders down. But I will get that $1,500 back for you in 2021, Dave. But tonight, the mysterious one, Dark Oracle Sage, takes on that man, that lowlife, that man who's so ugly he needs to keep a mask over his face 24/7, 365. The man who hails from Belarus, somewhere in Eastern Europe, the masked Carnov. He's caused havoc throughout the IWF in the short time that he's been wrestling here. But tonight, he faces this man, 6'5", 260 pounds, Dark Oracle Sage, who's preparing to cloak Carnov in darkness.
Look at him. Now, Kevin, I'm not sure. Sage looks like a mysterious. I know Sage's physique. I know how physically dominant and intimidating he is. I feel like, does he want to get on for a pre-match interview, or is Sage just going to remain mysterious here?
He would love to get on here for a pre-match interview, Dave. Sage coming up momentarily live right here from the Eastside Dave Arena in New York City. You will be doing battle with the evil Carnov. What are your thoughts going into this match tonight, Sage?
Tonight, he will feel the fury of the Dark Oracle Sage. And tonight, he will lay 10 feet underground.
Oh!
Yeah! If I heard that right, are you planning on a homicide here tonight at the Eastside Dave Arena?
I'm getting my body back ready, because tonight, as I said, I might have to drag him out with me.
Wow, Kevin Knight, Sage seems very, very angry. I have never heard Sage this mad, except for when he gets upset at Roy Harter. I have never seen Sage in this type of mood before, where he is promising to bury his opponent 10 feet underground.
Well, he just left the backstage studio here at the Eastside Dave Arena to get ready to head to the ring. And I think while this match takes place tonight, I'm going to have to go out and get a shovel and get a hefty bag and get a barrel and get some lye to help dispose of the body that
Andrew's
Sage
got some.
plans on dismembering here tonight.
Okay, that's true. And yes, Kevin, Roy pointed out Andrew has all of those, sort of, let's just call them cleanup materials. If you need any of those items, Andrew Gold has at least 20 of each. But Kevin, we're going to get back to you in a moment. I'm going to go to Roy Harter right now for the pre-match breakdown, and then we're going to get to the match live. Kevin, you stay with us. We'll get to you after the match, okay? Kevin Knight, everybody. The match.
You got
it.
Roy Harter. We are moments away from IWF ESDS. This is a singles match. It's Dark Oracle Sage versus Carnov. Now keep in mind, Carnov will be coming to the ring with Camryn. She will be at ringside. We know Carnov has nefarious methods. We also understand Camryn has nefarious methods. The two of them are consistently up to no good. This match could go either way. Dark Oracle Sage has announced live on the Eastside Dave show that he is going to murder Carnov tonight. Roy Harter, break it down, baby.
David, the tail of the tape is showing Dark Oracle Sage with a 4-inch height advantage over the 5', 10-inch fringe contender Carnov. However, that could very easily be offset with the combined height of Carnov and the beautiful valet Camryn. If you stack them right up on top of each other, they will definitely be much taller than the Dark Oracle Sage. This could turn out to be a 2-against-1 battle, David. I'm excited to see if Carnov resorts to any of his dirty tactics that we have become accustomed to from the other Eastern European fighters. Specifically, Carnov's signature finishing move, the Hangman's Neckbreaker, David. Let's get ready to rumble.
Okay, well, excellent analysis as always, Roy, but we are getting word that we are ready for the match live right now from the Eastside Dave Show Arena in New York City. Here comes Dark Oracle Sage versus Carnov. First to the ring, Carnov. There he is, Roy, with Camryn by his side, getting some heat from the crowd right away.
Now remember, David, there is no 3 knockdown rule. It's sanctioned by the state of New York. Hair pulling is
Well,
also
there is
banned.
no 3 knockdown rule in professional wrestling, Roy. That is in boxing and boxing only. Professional wrestling, pin or submission, and here comes Dark Oracle Sage. Looking big, looking good, and looking mysterious, Roy Harter.
Now we are cooking with grease, David.
Cooking with grease, even though the match has yet to begin, but I appreciate you using one of your lines, Roy. And Dark Oracle Sage looks poised, he looks powerful, he looks ready to go. I believe the match is about to begin in seconds, and here we go, ring the bell, and they lock up. And here's Dark Oracle Sage locking up with Carnov, pushing Carnov back to the post, and another lockup, Roy Harter.
David, I actually already have Dark Oracle Sage ahead of my scorecard by 2
And
points.
the code drag from Dark Oracle Sage, and now he's got Carnov in an armbar. He's got a little wrist lock on Carnov, and a big left to Carnov's back by Dark Oracle Sage, Roy.
Oh, here he goes. Look at this. Actually, David, I have some interesting facts about Carnov's homeland of Belarus. Did you know that 99% of all Belarusians are actually alcoholics? Their favorite
I did
drink
not
is
know that. I'm
the
not
White
sure if
Russian.
that statistic is even real. Dark Oracle Sage now with another wrist lock, and it's a knee to Dark Oracle Sage's midsection by Carnov. Carnov with a right blow. Carnov now looking to capitalize on the momentum swing. An Irish whip into the post. No, it's reversed by Sage.
Oh,
And
wow,
he
that
gets
was
one
cold,
up.
David.
Oh, he
You know,
missed
that's
this. He
cold.
goes into the post, Roy.
David, freezing cold. Just like Belarus, way too cold. At least for me personally, I prefer the warmer climates. Back to you, David.
A stomp by Carnov to the back of Sage. Another stomp by Carnov. And look at Camryn in the back. She seems to be enjoying this as her client Carnov, who hails from Belarus, has somehow gotten to the Eastside Dave show during a pandemic, is putting the boots to Dark Oracle Sage, Roy.
That was an excellent double leg takedown, David. Double leg takedown, I believe that was.
That was not a double leg takedown or whatever it was you said. And here's a big right by Sage. And a big left by Sage. Oh, it's blocked. And a knee to Sage by Carnov.
Sage.
Carnov now looking to pick up the action. Here is the Irish swamp that he tried in before. But Sage avoids. And now he's going to roll up on Carnov. 1, 2, 3. That's it, Roy.
Wow,
Sage has
that
won
was
tonight.
fast.
Dark
I ain't never
Oracle
actually seen it
Sage
come
has
over in
won
real life,
tonight.
David.
What a match! Unbelievable action! And Dark Oracle Sage, another round of applause for Sage, the man of mystery. No one knows where he's from, but he was able to attack and defeat the man from Belarus, Carnov. Right? And nor Carnov nor Camryn can be pleased with these results. Roy Harter, what'd you think about that match? That was a barn burner, baby.
Barn burner's right, Dave. Now, you know me and Dark Oracle Sage have a bit of bad blood between us, and if I were 50 years younger, I would kick his ass. Just like I kicked Floyd Mayweather's.
Roy,
back to you, David.
I don't know. Do you still have any of those videos that you did with Sage where you clearly upset him? Because maybe
I don't know what happened, but the guy he had it in for me.
Sage, and this is what happened. They bumped into each other, and Carnov slammed Roy to the ground. That was before one of our IWF pay-per-views where Father David and the organist clearly were making enemies. Here's another time where Sage picks up Roy and choke slams Roy. Oh. This happened. This is a different pay-per-view, and that's again because Roy.
All I did was ask him for what time it was, and that's how he responded.
That. He was in. I know, but he was in the zone. It was two minutes before his match. See, basically, he pulled a Robert on me the way you pulled that on him. In other words, if I could choke slam Robert. Because I'm trying to get in the zone, and Sage was trying to get in the zone, and you were bothering him, and that's why you got the choke slam. I really can't blame Dark Oracle Sage for his behavior, Roy. That's really more on you. With all due respect, I love you, okay?
You know what, David? I kind of agree with you. I'm a bit of an asshole.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not going to say you're an asshole.
Roy, I think you were probably being just polite and nice, and if you need, I've got 3 cousins with no future to solve that problem for you, buddy.
Oh, no. Oh, Jesus. Well, Roy Harter, I don't know what's going on here, but I do think that we have, being told Kevin Knight is back, and we're going to get a little comment to Kevin Knight here, I believe. Let's see. Kevin Knight! Wow, Dark Oracle Sage defeating Carnov with Camryn at ringside. That was more touch and go. That was more, push and pull than I was expecting. I thought Carnov performed well, but Sage, just too much power, too much cunning in the end.
It's safe to say that Carnov put up more of a fight against Sage than Roy Harter did last year at the IWF event in Nutley.
That's very true.
That being said, Carnov, as you know, the main difference between Carnov and Roy Harter is that Carnov is a man. And as far as Camryn, man, woman, yet to be determined. I'm not sure. We'll leave that up for your audience to judge. But Camryn was not a factor in that match, and Dark Oracle Sage was able to use. Now, for such a big man, he was able to use his agility, spring up with his cat-like reflexes on the top rope, and roll up Carnov unexpectedly for the big win here tonight at the Eastside Dave Arena. And I think Dark Oracle Sage has left the ringside area, and he...
Oh, here he comes.
He is back here.
I know.
He is back here in the $15 Eastside Dave interview area.
Well, Kevin, I want you to be very careful. Dark Oracle Sage is clearly pumped up from his big victory over Carnov. And you don't know, Sage is a bit of a wild card. We've seen him choke slam and punch Roy Harter just for asking him what time it is. But nonetheless, Sage did an amazing job. Let's ask Sage, Dark Oracle Sage, how he felt about that victory. And where does this put him in the IWF rankings going forward in the future here, Kevin?
Sage, Dave would like to know how you feel after your big victory tonight, and where will this put you in the future as far as the title picture here in the IWF?
This was never a stepping stone. The IWF knows the champion belongs in my waist. The championship belt belongs with the Dark Oracle Sage.